Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to go over the all-new 2019 Subaru Impreza. Big shout out and thank you to Mark Miller Subaru for providing us with the vehicle today, but let's just get right into the video. This particular Impreza that we are looking at today is a limited spec, so it's on the higher echelon of things for the Subaru Impreza, and this time around we are doing a sedan since we did do a hatchback last time. But let's just pop right under the hood. Starting things under the hood here, we have Subaru's 2-liter flat 4-cylinder. It is naturally aspirated and it does go through a CVT transmission, which actually helps it get great fuel economy numbers. And what you're going to get is 28 around town. You're going to get 38 on the highway with a combined of 32. And this engine is good for 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. And then if we wrap things up front, we can see those traditional Subaru headlights with their front grille. These are LED daytime running lights, and then you do have the projector bulbs up there, and then you have the fog lamps down below since this is the higher up trim package. And then you can pop around to their front grille with the Subaru logo, and then you've got the nice chrome accents as well to bring it all together. And then what they do with these bumpers is they kind of put them off to an edge here, so it's kind of like a faux front splitter looking thing at the end, but it does give the car overall a more aggressive look. On the side here you can see the tire and rim setup. These are 17-inch rims and they do look absolutely fantastic. And then we can wrap all the way around to the back here. Looking at the back, you can see the nice taillights that Subaru does. They kind of have these go off to an edge again to kind of make this look a little bit more aggressive, since this is the WRX and STI is kind of like little brother. And then you can see the little parking sensors in the back as well as the backup camera. It makes parking this thing a lot easier. And then you can see the single exhaust tip out the back as well. But if we look at the key fob right here, we have the trunk release for it. Just hold that down and that'll unlock the trunk, and then you can just pick that right up. You see something that's really nice that Subaru offers is they do give you cloth floor mats as well as rubber ones. Not a lot of manufacturers do that. They usually make you go aftermarket to get that, but you can see the rubber trunk liner in here as well. And then if we pull this up, you can see a little bit more into there with the bar and all that. But you can fold these seats down in the rear to get extra storage space. This isn't as much space, so if you want a little bit more space in the back, go for the hatchback variant. If we pop around to the side, we can see this particular one is finished with this white interior, full leather obviously, so you have nice leather panels here. And this isn't carbon fiber, but they kind of like mimic a carbon fiber look with the trim. I'm not sure if it's coming through into the camera very well. That angle should help out a little bit better. They've got nice stitching. And leather, we're gonna put your arms back here. And then you can see the back seat area. And there's actually a good amount of space, even though this is considered more of a compact car. There's more than enough storage space back here. And then also legroom as well is actually really good in these Imprezas, so that's why a lot of people love them. Come here on front, since this is the limited model, you do have keyless entry. So one touch to lock it, and then you just have to put your hand on the back to unlock the car. And now popping it over to the driver's side, you can see the seat adjustment controls for the driver. You have all your window controls right there, your mirror controls as well. And then you can see your controls for the traction control, your trip reset computer, and then you get a little vent there. You can see the pedal layout down there. Obviously your trunk and gas release, and then your hood release is right there. So step and height in this car is actually really good. It's not that low to the ground, so it's easy to get in and out of. You can see right here your volume controls and your Bluetooth controls, your phone controls all in the stereo right there. And then on the other side you can see your controls for the cruise control as well on this side. And then you do have these nice little paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel that help you select the gears. Obviously you're stock for turn signals and all that, but if we shut the door, right here is the push button to turn the car on. Just put your foot on the brake and push that in, then it starts it right up. And then another really nice thing about these Subarus is they make a lot of the safety equipment nowadays as standard equipment. And so you can get quite a bit of safety tech with these Subarus. Obviously stuff like adaptive cruise control and blind spot monitoring, lane departure assistance, forward collision warning, all that kind of stuff to keep you safer. And it's neat that they keep that stuff as standard. And then If we pop over here, we can see the little screen up here. This little screen is basically kind of like a second gauge cluster. So obviously you have your traditional gauges in here with the tachometer and the speedometer, but over here you get additional gauges, so stuff to show fuel economy and your range and all that kind of stuff, and you can configure that up there. And then we can come down here. We'll start at the bottom. So you have your heated seat controls right here for your driver and for your passenger. And then you have your gear selector, which you do have the manual mode where you can use it on the gear selector or those really nice paddles that they have right there. If we pop up here, you have the climate controls. So you have the different modes up here you can change. So press the defrost, for example, so that it does that. And then you can control the fan speed, temperature there as well. And then up here is your 8-inch touchscreen, and obviously it's got plastic over this for the first owner to take off, but you can see you have all of your controls here for your phone, all your applications. And this touchscreen is really responsive, and I like that they still have little analog buttons here, because a lot of manufacturers are going towards just everything is integrated into the touchscreen, which can be a little bit annoying at times. So it's nice that they still have these buttons. But this touchscreen, I mean, it's instantaneous with its response time, and so it's super easy to use. It's a really great unit, and you're not going to have any trouble figuring that out. And then you do get a little nice CD player there as well, your volume controls. You know, at this rate, I think it's going to be an ongoing joke with me forgetting to go over backup cameras, but pop it into reverse and you can see the backup camera now, and you can see something that Subaru added is trajectory lines. So you can see as you turn the steering wheel, those little trajectory lines show you exactly where you're going, but they have these fixed lines as well, so it makes parking extremely easy. In the center here, we have our little center console. You get your 2 cup holders right there, but you get USB ports and a 12 volt. You do get another 12 volt under there as well. So plenty of charging stations. And then this is nicely padded with leather as well, so you can rest your arms there. And this particular car does not have a sunroof, but you can get a sunroof as an option. And then you can see up here, this is the control to turn off that lane departure assist. And then if you want to turn off the forward collision warning, those are up there. And then obviously you get your lighting up here, and then your mirror units with the sun visor and all that. You can see the dash has the nice soft touch material. They have stitching across as well that makes it look very nice. Your traditional glove box, which you do have a lock on it with your owner's manuals and all that. But overall, the interior is very nicely appointed. These seats look very nice. They feel very nice as well to sit in. So if you guys can remember from last time, I did do a video on the 2018 Subaru Impreza. That one was a hatchback. This one is the sedan variant. And so it's the new body style, but then the sedan. So just a little bit different, because obviously this cost-wise is going to be less than the hatchback, but then versatility-wise, you're not going to get as much storage space in the rear. So in terms of driving feel, this actually drives pretty much identically to the hatchback. You don't notice the weight difference between the two vehicles all that much, and steering feel, it's all the same. So the steering is very direct, and it's electrically assisted, and so obviously you don't have to muscle it around or anything like that to steer it, but you know, where as soon as you turn the steering wheel, the car goes right where you want it to go. And part of that is like I said, this is kind of like the WRX or the STI's little brother. Even though this is a new platform and the vehicles on that platform, they're running off of a little bit older version, this still kind of takes some sporty tips from its bigger brothers, essentially. And then another really neat thing is, because Subaru uses, 17-inch rims and they don't go for big, everyone's going bigger and bigger and bigger with their rims, 20s, 21s, 22s. Sometimes those rims can look a little bit better, but then ride quality does suffer because of how big the rims are. And so just because these are 17-inch rims, obviously, stuff like tires and all that's going to cost less over the ownership of the vehicle, which is really nice. But another nice thing is it makes the ride quality on the car a lot smoother. Now we're going to go and get up to highway speeds to see how it drives on the highway. Obviously to get a little bit of an acceleration as well, because since I haven't driven this new generation sedan, I've only driven the hatchback, I haven't had a chance to, see the acceleration on it compared to the hatchback. And then just a quick note, sorry about the sunlight in the background. It's early in the morning, and so the sun is kind of popping up, and so it's gonna kind of black out on the camera a little bit. You hear that little beeping as the lane departure is telling me that I'm going a little bit over the lane. This is probably one of the more sensitive systems that I've seen with the lane departure, where it actually detects it really well, and it's not like a crazy thing where it, you know, vibrates the seat or vibrates the steering wheel or turns the steering wheel or anything like that. It's just kind of like a nice little beep to give you a reminder that you're going over the lane a little bit. So I'm actually very impressed with Subaru's safety tech. So the driver in front of me slowed down very quickly. There was quite a bit of distance, but Subaru, as soon as they started slowing down, instantly gave me a warning saying obstacle detected, so that, you know, if for some reason you're not paying attention or anything like that, it instantly warns you to keep you safer when you're driving. So to wrap things up overall, this car would be a great car, obviously, if you live in any winter climate. Everyone's familiar now with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system, and so it handles amazingly in poor weather conditions. Like right now outside, it's, you know, 32 degrees, so it's right at freezing, and I mean, no tire slip, nothing. I mean, you feel perfectly safe. And as all of you know, I had an Impreza in the past, and I always felt safe driving that in, you know, the rain, snow, any sort of inclement weather conditions. These just handle fantastically. That flat 4 engine, because it can be, you know, a little bit lower to the ground, it lowers the center of gravity overall in the car, and so that, along with the symmetrical all-wheel drive system, make it, you know, safe to drive, on top of all the safety tech that they have. And so these cars overall, I mean, it's just a very, very safe offering for you, so that, you know, to keep you safe, to keep your family safe, obviously. And so it's definitely a great option on that standpoint. And then, you know, fuel economy is great on the car as well. And then everyone knows that the resale value on Subarus is so high, and so you can't really go wrong. You're getting, you know, a car obviously at a great value, because these cars hold their value so well, and they handle really well in the snow. So if you live anywhere where it snows or any sort of bad weather, great offer on that aspect. You're going to save money with, you know, fuel, because this gets really good fuel economy. It handles better because it kind of takes some tips and tidbits from its sportier offerings that Subaru has, the WRX and the STI. And so overall packaging, it's a great value. And really the only question would be, do you go for a hatchback or do you go for a sedan? That's kind of more on the lines of what you'll be asking yourself. And what I would say is, it just depends on how much space you need. So if you carry things around in your car all the time, you know, have the seats down all the time because you have stuff in the trunk, I'd recommend going for the hatchback. It is a good amount of space extra compared to the sedan. But if you're kind of like me, where, you know, you just do a lot of commuting and running around and all that, and you don't really take around a lot of stuff, then you'll actually save yourself a bit of money by going to the sedan, because obviously it is a little bit of a lower cost option. And so since you'll save yourself money on that front, that'll be a great way to go. And there we have it, everyone, the all-new 2019 Subaru Impreza. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, please leave a like. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. And then, again, huge shout out to Mark Miller Subaru for providing us with the vehicle. They've got a ton of options over here. As you can see, their lot just goes on and on. But I will see all of you in that next video.